Good morning everybody, it's a pretty windy Tuesday and I'm heading to nursery to drop my girls off, and they've recently resurfaced our road, which is really nice. I reckon that'd be quite a satisfying job. Anyway, I've got my NAPIT assessment today. It's full scope electrical and renewables, so I'll have a compliance officer, don't know what they call themselves, a rep from NAPIT coming to check everything I do to make sure I'm compliant with all of the rules and regulations. So yeah, it's an annual event and is just a process you have to go through to stay on your competent person scheme, and the competent person scheme allows you to self-certify your own work, and for me that is all of my electrical work, including solar, battery and EV chargers. So important day, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it presents. Okay, here's a quick rundown of everything you need and some other bits that you don't need to get through your assessment. So starting at the bottom, GCSEs, you don't need that. A-levels, you don't need that. University degree, you definitely don't need that. AM2 final assessment for your apprenticeship, you need that. Apprenticeship completion certificate, that's what you get before you do AM2 final assessment. NVQ level 3 2365 in electrotechnical craft, you need that. NVQ level 2 in 2365 electrotechnical craft. Solar and battery energy storage certificates, EV certificates, professional indemnity insurance and public liability insurance, you need that. The IET guide or code of practice for EV charging equipment, the BPET manual for electrical energy storage systems, the IET code of practice for electrical energy storage systems, the wiring editions, 18th edition, the BPET manual for renewables, the NAPIT practical guide to solar PV systems, business card, you don't need that. EICR code breakers, if you're doing test and inspecting, you need that. Safe isolation flashcard, you definitely need that. Guidance note 3 on inspection and testing, if you're doing testing and inspecting, you need that. The IET code of practice for grid connected PV systems, wow. If you are doing renewables, you need to implement a quality management system, which can take varying forms and functions. I use one called EasyMCS. Also, don't forget about your on-site guide. You also need to have all of your test equipment calibrated once a year, and you need to have the calibration certificates to show it. Unfortunately, my PV tester was calibrated. Well, it was tested to be out of range, and they weren't able to calibrate it, so that needs to go back to the manufacturer. The second part of the assessment, once you've done your office audit, is on site. You will take your assessor to a job and they will look at your work. Hopefully it is of an acceptable standard and they sign you off as a competent installer. So that's my assessment done for another year. I've passed and it went well. So I'm pleased to say Zinc Electrical is now certified to install solar, battery, EV chargers and other electrical installations for the next year and for the foreseeable future. There is a bit of a change coming soon with the MCS scheme. They're going to change the way it's operated, and I'll be interested to see how that changes and what effects that will have on installers and also customers. So yeah, that's it. A day in the life of an electrician.